Hey, it's the Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships.
And sex.
Unfortunately, there's no sex involved in this.
That sucks.
We haven't had a sexy topic yet.
Gross.
We'll fix that.
Let's just talk.
The series is misconceptions. And a major misconception.
Yes.
Is women are always looking for advice or solutions when they talk about their problems.
I think the key is that they want to talk about their problems. They don't necessarily want to ask for solutions.
Men sometimes misunderstand that women often seek emotional support and empathy when discussing their problems rather than seeking immediate solutions. And there are two schools here.
Absolutely. Go for it.
There is the school of understand that she just wants to vent.
She just wants to talk.
And so you should just listen and not interrupt and not offer solutions and not ask any questions and just let her talk. I'm not sure when that's supposed to, when in a conversation like that, when she's going to end.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That sounds like a nightmare.
Because I've got a child, and she has one too, that can talk. And she is, for all intents and purposes, a grown woman.
Yeah.
And she can talk for hours.
And she has no concept that you are checked out.
You don't have to participate at all as long as you're there. And God bless her.
Bless her heart.
And Marilyn has a high energy kid, know, who is going to fill you in on her day.
That's right.
But it's interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. Make no mistake. It's interesting. And make no mistake, they're both interesting, but they can talk.
Yes.
You know, I think the younger one just gets tired faster. You know what I mean? I think that might be it.
I think she's better at reading the room.
I wasn't going to say anything. So anyway, you're either in the class of grin and bear it, and there's a lot of guys that are fine with this.
Sure.
Or there would be women without men, you know.
That's true.
And I was for a long time, but I also came to the conclusion that I'm in the second group, which is you have to put it out there in front of whoever you love or care about, not to bring problems to you, because you're going to ask questions, you're going to solve it to the best of your ability, you're going to offer solutions, you're going to interrupt her, you're going to have a definitive endpoint. And then when she brings it up again, you're going to say, did you do these things?
Exactly.
So you have to know yourself. And you can just simply put it out there, because then the girls will know to talk to her mom or her sister or her girlfriends or her coworkers or the Uber driver.
Absolutely.
About her concerns. And then you can move through your world without that. So that's the thing is you kind of have to know. And there's enough guys, and it's funny, it's almost always like Rich Cooper's like that. He was like, I just told her I don't bring anything to me if you don't want me to solve it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. I mean, it's you're hardwired. It's like putting meat in front of a lion.
Yeah.
They're going to attack and eat it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And a guy is conditioned.
Men are doers, you're fixers.
Yeah, most of the time, in theory. But you put a problem in front of him, his job is to solve it. You know? And I think, and it kind of diminishes him when you ask him to play a feminine role.
Exactly.
Yeah, but some guys, make no mistake, it's not a hit on the, God bless it, these men can actually pull it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe they know through attrition.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just tired.
Maybe they had nothing but sisters. Maybe there's some things where it's like, I had nothing but sisters. I know girls like to talk, so I learned real quick to just sit there and let them.
I think what caused me to break over was I couldn't tell the difference between when she was actually asking for advice, or when they were just wanting you to listen. So I was like, I'll never be able to discern this. So
that's a good point.
Let's just go ahead and say, don't ask me anything unless you want me to offer a solution.
And then also follow up when you're complaining about this again in another 2.5 weeks. Yeah. Did you do this? Did you do that? The things that we discussed. Did you?
And I don't think it's being harsh or cruel to convey to the female that this is how you are.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Because what's great when you convey that on the front end to the women that you're in front of, then they know if they bring you something, they're going to actually get called out on it if they don't take some action.
Yeah.
The problem is women, more times than not, are not action takers. They're busy. Make no mistake. They're busy and they never stop moving and all this stuff. But they're not true. Women don't really like being followed up with about that stuff. Being called out on, did you take action on this? That's where they get really defensive. We women, that's where we tend to get like defensive, like, well, no, but when was I supposed to have time for that? Because I also had this, and this going.
Because you're at work. Men always get drug into it.
But, it's very much, it is a misconception that women are always looking for advice because, quite honestly, half the time, at least, we just want to talk. We just want to get it out. And it doesn't fix anything, and it doesn't make the problem go away. But that's her emotional, vomit that she does.
And this may be a scourge of modern times, because when Mom lived across the street,
yeah,
Grandma lived in the house,
mm-hmm.
the sister lives next door, or the sister-in-law. She had somebody to talk to.
Absolutely.
And then when he came home, it was a different, like turning a TV channel.
Yeah.
Like you have a different channel. But now, when you have a boyfriend and girlfriend living together,
yeah,
and 2 dogs, and her parents are like 1,000 miles away, and his family's,
yeah,
on the other coast, who's she going to talk to?
It's a good point.
You know what I mean? I don't know if back in the day this was as much of a problem as it is a problem of modern living.
I think that's very true, because also girls would be cleaning house, vacuuming, doing all this stuff while on the phone with that cord wrapped all through the house with their mom. They'd be folding laundry, talking. They'd be getting their fix of talking. And so then it could be the man was the center of attention whenever he walked in the door from work. And I think there's no better example of this, of exactly what you're talking about, than how many girls we see posting on TikTok, essentially venting and telling the world their problems on the internet. And it's like, oh my gosh, you purposefully chose to share that with the world, with the general public.
That's a good point.
Because they just want to get it out. And you're right. If they're not getting it out to other people, that will let them kind of ramble, and then that's the thing. Girls get on the phone. We bitch about our men. We bitch about our kids. We bitch about our animals. We bitch about money, period. And so we just take turns kind of gossip, complaining. And if the girls aren't having that, then they're going to come to you, the man, with those kinds of problems.
Well, you're talking about like being on the phone, because like even the stay-at-home moms that we see,
yeah,
always run in groups of 2.
Yes.
I mean, they come in to work out together.
Yes.
They tend to shop together. They have lunch together. They
get it out of their systems.
And then by the time he gets home, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Or gets back into town, because a lot of these guys travel.
Sure.
So
that's a good point.
It tends to solve itself. But just know which cohort you're in. That way you're not stuck uncomfortably.
Yeah.
Or disappointing her, or making her angry, or hurt, or, because like she's talking and you get up and walk out of the room. I mean, a lot of these guys are old school. They just like wander off.
Yeah.
So it's just a decision you have to make.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of that also has to do with the woman's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Whether she kind of can usually, a good woman can actually tell if you are in a good space to let her vent. Right. Or if you have like a 2-second, attention span,
if you got a short fuse.
Yeah, exactly. What would you think? What do you think? Like, I think really your Chateau book. This is Chateau 1 and 2. That book bundle is so good because it really dives into the heart of why women tick the way they do in all areas of life, and helps. Chateau was great about telling stories and parables, and there's a long line of proof that people learn best from stories, and he would really dig into stories and give examples for why these things work with women and in relationships and in sex and in dating. So I suggest you pick up Fort Worth's Chateau, The Best of Chateau 1 and 2. The book bundle is at an exceptional price and really, really power-packed information. So if you like this podcast, we hope you will hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and please share with your friends. If you've got a guy buddy who is married to a talker and it's driving him absolutely insane, feel free to share this episode with them. I think that everyone can benefit. We want you to win. Bye!